Hello, how are you today? This is Daphne Smith coming at you during lunch. It is Friday, the 8th of December, 12:15 Central. I know some of you are just starting your day. Others are already wrapping up your day, just kind of based on where you are in the world. And wherever that is, I want to say thank you and welcome. I'm glad you tuned in today. As I mentioned, I am Daphne Smith with Well Done Life, and my purpose in recording this video is to share with you some ideas, some tips, maybe some suggestions. I recently heard from Brian Dixon at a conference I attended, the Igniting Souls Conference in Columbus, Ohio. Brian shared a concept with us, and it's that what is normal to me is magic to someone else. And that may not be the exact quote. That's what I would consider the DSV, the Daphne Smith version of his quote. I've learned over time that what I take for granted, a lot of people have never even thought of or been exposed to. So that's really my motivation in producing these lunch and learns, if you will, or just producing these videos on a weekly basis. I want to add value to you, and I want to maybe bring some insight to some areas that will help you increase your influence and your impact and just make your life well done. And I see that Shanda joined us. Hey, Shanda, how are you? Gosh, I think about when I very first met you, I could barely pronounce your name, right? But now I got it. I nailed it. Shanda like panda. So glad to have you with me this morning or afternoon. And you're kind of traveling, or you have been, so who knows where you are today. I'm glad you're here. And I want to open this video like I do most videos, and that is with either gratitude or perhaps a shout out to someone. And really today is kind of a combination. I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine, actually a friend and her husband. And I'm doing it out of gratitude, really. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 here. I have some friends, Dexter and Tiffany Godfrey. And they are fantastic, dynamic. They're a married couple. They're parents to a couple of young men that they are raising. And yesterday, they launched a book. It's called Christian Marriage Coaching in a Box. How a wife can heal from insecurity and mend a broken marriage. And it's co-authored by both of them. And so I want to give them a shout out. And the reason I have gratitude is not everybody likes to talk about insecurity. Yet I dare say almost everybody has at least some. And this book that they have written is a book that is real. It's like sitting down with a girlfriend and hearing her encouragement, hearing her heart, what worked for her, a little bit of that correction with love, if you will, and just some straight shooting. It is not a heady book. It's not a heavy read. It is very informative. And so I want to give a shout out to Tiffany and Dexter and say, well done. Congratulations. I'll show their book here again. And if I remember, I'll do it again at the end of the video. Christian Marriage Coaching in a Box, How a Wife Can Heal from Insecurity and Mend a Broken Marriage. It was available just yesterday. So you can order it through a lot of different resources. Start with Amazon and maybe go from there. Now that I've done that, and it's kind of a segue into today's topic because the book's about marriage, and I want to talk to you today about kissing, or more specifically, KISS. Now, I'm not talking about the rock group, okay? So if you join this thinking I'm part of the KISS Nation, I'm not going to say whether I am or I'm not, but that's not what we're talking about today. And I also want to give you peace of mind. This is not a PG-13 plus video. This is not containing any appropriate content whatsoever. I'm actually using KISS as an acronym. And before I dive into my main point, I want to pause and chase a little bit of a rabbit, if you will, go a little side note. So anybody who's ever heard the expression KISS, K-I-S-S, the acronym, you're going to associate it with one of two versions. Keep it simple, sweetie, or keep it simple, stupid. Now there's where I want to pause for a moment. That is no way to talk to yourself, okay? There's just a tiny little rant. I can remember growing up, if I had called somebody stupid or told somebody they were stupid, I would have gotten in a bunch of trouble. Now, either I didn't do it or I was smart enough not to get caught, but I may or may not have some younger sisters who may or may not have experienced a little bit of soap in the mouth, right? So if it is not okay as a child to call somebody stupid or use the word stupid, when did it become okay for us to refer to ourselves that way? That is not good positive image. That's not high self-esteem. So let me just stop you right here and let you know that today for KISS, it's keep it simple, sweetie. No more stupid. And in fact, I'm a little curious. Growing up, what forms of correction did your parents use? And you don't have to say if they used it on you, but just what was common in your house? Was it soap, Tabasco sauce, maybe something else? So I'd love to see your comments posted. You can just type in soap, Tabasco. It's kind of a hard word to spell. You could put hot sauce, or other, just to find out how other parents maybe treated this situation. But I knew that I would get in trouble if I used the word stupid on somebody else, with somebody else, or to somebody else. So by golly, I'm not going to refer to myself that way. It's keep it simple, sweetie. And so here's the real point of the message. Don't compare, okay? It's the holiday season. I get it. Everywhere we turn, from commercials on TV to posts on Facebook to, heaven forbid, Pinterest. Look at magazine covers. Everywhere we turn, there are ideas that we can use to make our holidays brighter. For most of us, they simply make our holidays more stressful. Because if you're anything like me, it's just human nature to compare. And comparing does nothing to build ourselves up, just like calling ourselves stupid, okay? So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to keep it simple. Do your best version of the holidays. Don't compare what you have or haven't done to somebody else. I know growing up, people used to compliment my eyes. They would tell me, oh, you have the most beautiful eyes. You have the biggest eyes. I just love your eyes. And I just, I appreciated that. But what I was doing is I was not fully embracing and receiving that compliment. Instead, I was comparing my thighs instead of my eyes. I was looking at girls who had a smaller frame, and I was comparing myself to them. And in doing that, I not only discounted myself, but I discounted those compliments that other people were so kind and generous to give me. So whether it's your body image or the way you're going to decorate, please don't compare. Embrace your own gifts, your own uniqueness when it comes to gift giving. Wrapping paper or gift bags. Do what's best for you. Maybe it's a combination of the two. My grandmother, so growing up, my maternal grandmother and my paternal grandmother were like night and day. But my maternal grandmother detested wrapping gifts at any time of the year, especially at Christmas. So what she would do is she would get a big appliance box, maybe something like a refrigerator or a dishwasher, something along those lines. and she would wrap it in brick patterned contact paper. That's that sticky stuff that you find on the shelf in grandma's pantry. Or I guess you could get creative and draw on it with a marker. So what she would do is she would decorate the outside of this box, and she would put everybody's gifts inside the box, completely unwrapped. And then each child, my mom, my aunt, my uncle, they would take turns reaching down into the box, standing on their tippy toes or a stool, pulling out a gift, and then they together would figure out who the gift goes to. So that was her creative way of handling Christmas gifts, because they didn't have gift bags back then. So she just made it work for her. And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Wrapping paper or gift bags, does it really matter? How about a Christmas tree? If I see one more Facebook post asking me real or fake, really, y'all, who cares? You're going to have needles to clean up no matter what. They're either going to be synthetic, artificial, plastic, whatever that's made out of, or the real thing. Just do what works best for you. If you want it to smell like a real Christmas tree and you went with artificial, burn a candle, okay? Just make it what you need. Keep it simple, sweetie. Another idea. What about cookies, okay? Homemade cookies, store-bought cookies. I mean, when it comes to cookies, does it really matter? I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty much going to eat whatever you give me. But for those of you who are overachievers and you really want to enjoy and have something a little special, here's a tip. If you go to your local grocery store, go to the bakery, ask them to purchase undecorated cookies. You know those kind of white pillow top cookies that usually have bright colored icing and sprinkles on them? You can get them naked. You can get them completely undecorated. Take them home and have an icing party, okay? Let the kids go to town. You didn't have to measure anything. You didn't have to heat up the oven. And you still get the pleasure of home decorated cookies, okay? So it's things like that when we step back, we can still have harmony in the holidays. We can still kiss, keep it simple. And if you really want to go all out and you really want to have a lot of fun, when it comes to decorating, why not just have a decorating party? Now, hang on, pay attention. So, I love the concept of a fully decorated home. I don't always necessarily have the time to do so. Hey, Scott. Hey, Carrie. Glad you joined the conversation. Good to see you here. I have a quick challenge for you or encouragement. Growing up, if you said something naughty, did you get soap, Tabasco, or some kind of other punishment threatened? Would love to see what you put in the comments. But you can go back and watch the recording of this and see what the real story is. If you want to have a decorated home and you don't want to do it all yourself, invite a bunch of friends over for a hot chocolate bar decorating party. Put all your stuff out. Also encourage your friends to bring their favorite topping for hot chocolate or their favorite addition, if you know what I mean, or a little something in there. Grown-up party. And you make the hot chocolate, you put out your decorations, and make a party of it. Talk about keep it simple. I pulled everything out of the attic. I heated up a pot of hot chocolate or throw it in your crock pot, and everybody brought their own topping. Who cares if you wind up with 47 cans of whipped cream? Obviously, that's what your friends like. You know you'll have plenty. But all in all, bottom line, ask yourself, what are your holidays for? Or maybe a better question, who are your holidays for? If it's for you and your loved ones, they know that you don't like doing some of that stuff. So don't pretend to do it. Now's not the time. Keep it real. Keep it simple, sweetie. And remember that you can have harmony in the holidays. You can enjoy this time of year. That's what it's for. So last week, I offered a 7 simple steps to harmony in the holidays. And that offer is still available. It's absolutely free. It's a PDF download that I created from a webinar that I've done. If you would like to get a copy of those simple steps, simply go to welldonelife.com/harmony. And here I'm going to actually type it into the comments. So you can just copy and paste welldonelife.com harmony and claim your copy and do with it what you will. In fact, what I would love is if you download it and use any of the tips, tell me which ones you liked best, or how would you improve on some, or what tips do you have that I didn't think of? I'd love to hear back from you. When you go to my website, know that also you'll have an opportunity to take part in my 4-day challenge. If you're interested in learning more about living life in 4D, all of these things are free. They're just my gifts to you for tuning in and in the hopes that I'm helping add value to your life. This video is going to be available on my YouTube channel, which is kind of cool and exciting. And I'm working with some people to really expand that so it becomes a resource for you. So if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, which is the same as this Facebook page when you go to look it up. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Well Done Life Daphne V. Smith, there I am. There are the past videos. So if you're just now joining and you wonder what the heck am I talking about in reference to last week, you'll find the video there. But whether it was a quick visit today during a break that you were able to take, or whether you subscribe and I get to connect with you on a regular basis, thank you for logging on and dialing in, whatever the appropriate case may be. And thank you, Carrie. Thank you. I appreciate that. Love you too, girl. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the holidays. That's really what they're here for. Remember to kiss. Keep it simple, sweetie. And make today well done. I look forward to seeing you next week. And actually, next week, I'll give you a little teaser. I'm going to expose a confession. It's something from my past. I'm a reformed unwrapper. So that's just a little bit of a tease for what's going to take place next week. So I'll be exposing myself in an appropriate manner. It'll be a confession of my unwrapping days. So take care. Make it a great one. Live today. Well done. Bye for now.